Hello everybody, my name's Dani from MixitwithDani, and I'm making a video today with just some of the, well not just some because I have almost all, a lot of the items from the mix shop, because some of you are thinking, oh, you'll get your new customer has a $20 gift voucher to spend at the mix shop, so what can you recommend that they buy? Or you're thinking yourself, what do you want to buy? So it's a really good idea to just have a look and think about what sort of cooking style you like to do or your customer likes to do. For example, do they like baking, or do they like steaming? Do they like eco-friendly products and all that sort of thing? So let's just take a look at a few samples that I've got here today. Now this video will just go on for a little bit because I want to go through a whole lot of different products and how you can use them in your cooking, or your customers can use them in their cooking. Now, of course, anything that you see here that you like, you can purchase from the mix shop. If you're a customer, make sure that you remember your favourite consultant to put them in so that they can earn a little bit of commission as well, because they're looking after you. So always, whenever you buy anything from Thermomix or the mix shop, make sure that you select your favourite consultant. Okay, so I'm going to start off first of all with, when we're cooking with the Thermomix, we need to clean it. So I've got a few things here for cleaning our Thermomix. Often when you have your delivery, your consultant may give you a brush. If not, you can go to the mix shop to buy one. They're only very, very inexpensive, but they're a really good brush for washing around inside the bowl. They come in green and white, which was the original colour. Then we've got the pink, the black and the blue, so they're really nice. They're for cleaning the bowl. Then we've got, you can get little brushes like so, that get into different places to help you clean. And then even these tiny ones, which I use all the time to go a little bit closer, they're a tiny little brush and they get underneath your blade. So, if you've been cooking bread or you've got something and you perhaps some meat's got stuck under the blade, these are really good for getting into those smaller bits. So cleaning, we've got the brushes, we've got these little brushes, and this one I love. My Thermomix is put over to a different bench while I do this today. But this brush here gets into the arms really well, to clean any flour and bits and pieces that go onto the arms. And this little brush here is great for cleaning around inside, not the bowl, but the actual casing of the machine, around where the pins plug on and that sort of thing. So this is a brush that I use all the time. You've also got your great Euro Scrubby, which is for scrubbing out the bowl. They're really great, so they're available at the mix shop as well. And this is a brush that I use a lot for after I've been milling my spices and things like that. This is a silicone brush, so I don't use this for basting. I use this just for scraping down the side of the bowl to get rid of any of the dust spice. This just brings it down. You end up getting another teaspoon of your spices that you've milled by just brushing down the sides with this particular brush. This comes with a spatula as well, so it's a two-piece set that is. I didn't get the spatula out. I'm sure I'm going to find a whole lot of things that I haven't got out to show you today. But anyway, so that's just for cleaning. And there's a drying mat to put your bowl and that on. I don't have that because I didn't need it. I've already got other ones. And of course you've got your beautiful Thermomix tea towels that are made of a really nice linen look that dry your plates and that really well. So that's the cleaning things. This is the long-handled spatula, which is very popular because the spatula that comes with your Thermomix is it's a lot harder although it's flexible, much more flexible than the TM5 one. This one, the long-handled one, just sort of it's really easy, and it also can get sort of underneath the blades a little bit better. So this is a very popular spatula. It comes in green, red and grey. Okay, so that's that spatula. Now suppose you're into yogurt making. You can get these little yogurt jars. Now they've got a really nice lid. This is the newer style lid. The original one was transparent, but these stick on there really nicely, stay on there nicely. There's 8 in the set, I think, of these for steaming your yogurt, and I think there's 8 because I've got 2 sets here. And these just fit in your Varoma to do your yogurt making. They're also good for spice jars. So if you're using them as a spice jar, it's just a different lid. It's the same jar, but a different lid for the spices. The lid can be very difficult to get on and off because it's really quite tough, but they're used as a spice jar. Some people will like to make their yogurt in their jug and then pour it into these little single size serves, because you can make these with some coulis on it or some nuts or something else to make that really nice, and the kids like eating those as well. Teaspoons fit in beautifully to just have those as a single serve yogurt dish, bowl, jar. All right, now summer's approaching, so you might want to be making ice cream. So you can get these nice little molds that come with, you can get the sticks that go in to make your ice creams or your fruity dreams, or, you know, whether it's ice cream or fruit, doesn't matter, but you can use these to make for the kids for summer. Make them ice cream, dip them in chocolate, or just have fruity ones. There's so many different things you can do with those for making those for the kids. If you're making ice cream, this is a fabulous dish. It comes in the green, which I've got here in a plastic green. I've got another one in my dishwasher, in my dish rack that I've just washed. Okay, what this does, it's an insulated bowl. You can put some water in this outsider part that will keep that ice away from your ice cream. The ice cream will just sit inside here, which is a beautiful shape. It's rounded inside for scooping your ice cream out. If it's sitting on the table, because you've got ice or water that's turned to ice in the outside, it will keep it nice and cold so that it's not going to melt while it's sitting out and you're serving it. So that's the ice cream container, the insulated one. We've also got these which come with a green lid or a pink lid, and that's the ice cream tub. These are also great for storing your yogurts in your fridge. If you make your yogurt in your mixing bowl, not in the actual thermoserver, you might want to then have something to transfer that yogurt into. These are great for using it for that, because they can just sort of sit nicely in your fridge shelf. Green or pink lids, really pretty. So they're for ice cream, fruity dreams, yogurts, anything like that. Of course, if you've got tin fruit or something like that, you might want to also store them. Think of those as a good container to store things in your fridge. And of course, the rose gold ice cream scoop. So this comes, it's a separate item. You can purchase these alone, but they're great for scooping out your ice cream out of your tub, out of either one of these, that or that. The ice cream, that just goes with your ice cream set. So here for ice cream making, we've got the molds, the ice cream tubs, and this tub here. All right. Now, for entertaining, or if you're into making butter, you know, whipping your cream to make your butter, you can get the butter bell. Now, what this butter bell is, a lot of people don't understand it. You put your butter in this top part in here. You put water in this bowl part, tip it upside down, and the water seals it so the oxygen's not getting to your butter to make it go sour or rancid. It can just sit on your bench and be protected in the butter bell. So that's a beautiful ceramic butter dish. It's got butter on it there, embossed on it on the side. So that's a beautiful dish. Okay. Rose gold, there's a lot of rose gold in the mix shop. So I actually haven't used these. I've bought them, but I haven't used them. They are the measuring spoons in the rose gold and also the measuring cups. I haven't used them because I do have stainless steel ones, but as soon as my stainless, well, they're not going to die, the stainless steel ones, but I've just got these for saving them yet. I haven't used them, so they're there. All right, and also the rose gold egg cups, because the TM6 has the egg boiler mode. Boiling eggs is quite a popular feature. So you've got the rose gold egg cups. They come in a set of 2. The kids love them. I love them. So, yeah, egg cups. I've got to put all this away when I'm finished. You've got this nice oil sprayer. Now, it's an oil sprayer, so if you've got your olive oil or your macadamia oil, whatever oil you prefer to use in here, they look nice. They spray a nice fine misty spray. But they're also great for dressings. So if you want to put that on the table with your dressings in it for Christmas lunches with all your salads, this is a beautiful item to use, okay? So that's the oil sprayer. If you're making salads and you're using the thermoserver, these little silicone lids are just fantastic. You just fold back the insides of them and they will completely seal your thermoserver. Whether it be the 2.6 litre or the 2.2 white one, the 2 litre white one, yeah, it's 2.2. These just sit on the top, I push down the middle, pop the sides down and they automatically will seal. So if you're making salads or anything that you want to take to a barbecue, take to a party, these are wonderful because the lids that come on the thermoservers don't seal or don't lock in place, whereas this will allow you to just pop this on the back seat when you're going somewhere and it will keep your food inside the thermoserver. So they're a wonderful extra to have. Now if you're entertaining this, it's from the Mix Shop. Beautiful little dish that's got 2 different shaped bowls on it. Great for your dip and your crackers or whatever. Maybe you've got celery, carrot sticks in one side and a dip in the other, a cream cheese, something. So that's just for entertaining. That's on the Mix Shop. These tongs come in there's different colours. You can get rainbow ones, black ones, whatever. But that set of tongs, so they're nice. And really smart, entertaining. If you've made a cake, you've got your cake knife, rose gold cake knife and lifter, the slice lifter. And that comes with a set of 6 little knives for entertaining. So, okay, the slicer, can you see those? The knife and the little forks. Beautiful for entertaining. Okay, put things aside here. Also the thermoserver jug, the insulated jug. This is wonderful for gravies and sauces and things like that you make. If you've got roast dinner and you put your gravy in here, you want to keep it warm. Or custard. If you've made a custard and you want to pour it on something, perhaps you've made the orange cake and you've got the orange syrup that's in here keeping it warm. You can see that it's like the thermoservers. It's double insulated. The walls are double insulated to keep things hot or cold for a couple of hours. So that's a great little addition as well to have in your cupboard. Okay, sorry I've got such a mess here, but moving along. If you're into eco-friendly things, we've got these lovely silicone pouches. Now mine are all messy because they've got things in it. This one I've got my macadamia nuts in, but that's the large size, and there is now an extra large size available, but that is the large. Then it comes in the medium, which I've also got more things in there, the medium, and the small, okay? So these silicone bags are great or pouches for salads, vegetables, your nuts, your cereals, anything like that you just want to keep nice and fresh. These are wonderful to have, and they're just like, instead of single-use plastic bags, these can be just washed. You can pop them in the dishwasher, open them out. I just rinse mine out, soak them up, rinse it, turn it inside out, and put on my dish dryer, the dish drainer, and they dry. So they're great to have for eco-friendly cooking or stashing away your supplies. This comes in the Mix Shop in green. It's the beautiful, when I say beautiful, it's just a breadboard, but once you've chopped up all your vegetables and onions and things like that, because the sides fold in, it's easy just to pop everything straight into your thermo mixing bowl with that, because you can angle it in rather than having to have a flat surface that you're scraping. This is really, really handy for just popping things into your jug. So, anything that you've liked so far? If you're only just come on, you're picking up this haven't seen the beginning, what we're doing is going through a whole lot of Mix Shop items that anybody can purchase at the Mix Shop, consultant or customer, giving you some idea of what is available. But if you're a customer and you're going on there to purchase some things, always remember your consultant, okay? Because they do get a little bit of commission. All right, now for those that like pizza, you've got your pizza tray. I've got a couple in here, but that was the original pizza tray, rose gold pizza tray. They've come out with a newer, larger, heavier one now. You can see if I pop one inside the other, it doesn't look that much bigger, but because it hasn't got the lip, like this has got a lip on the side, this one is quite a bit larger, and it's got a lot of holes on the bottom to make sure you get that crispy crust or the nice cooked crust so that it doesn't go soggy. So that's the larger size pizza tray available. And of course with that you can also get the beautiful pizza cutter. This is really sharp, and you can just pop, the camera can't see, but can't see. But that's your pizza cutter that you can just pop on and cut your pizza. Who's interested in those? With summer coming, cooking barbecues, cooking pizzas, all very interesting. Oh, talking about eco, we've got the bamboo bowls. They come in either the white or pastel colours, a mixture of pastel colours, the purple, pink, blue. 6 in a set, and they're really light, but it's all recycled bamboo, so that's an eco-friendly product. Okay. Now, some people don't use their Varoma enough. It just sits in the cupboard. They don't really know what to do with it. But if you've got a couple of things, you can really make use of that Varoma. The first thing I think everybody needs to have, well, I use mine all the time. It's the trivet. Now, it just always sits in the dish, my Varoma dish, because whenever I cook in the dish, this will lift the vegetables off the bottom of the holes. If I'm cooking meats or eggs or whatever I'm cooking or steaming, this just sits in the bottom of the Varoma. The little legs lifted off the surface so that the holes don't block and the steam can go through. It's only worth a couple of dollars, but geez, it's worth to have. Okay, your trivet. You've also got your Varoma sheets. You've got ones with that are plain or ones with holes in them. So depending what you're using in your Varoma, if you're cooking fish or chicken or meats or omelettes, you'd use the one with no holes. If you're cooking things like dumplings or things that you want the steam to go through easily, you can use the holes. Okay. Also, when you're steaming, if you're steaming or you're cooking things in your mixing jug and you're wanting to use the Varoma more, you can be making puddings. So you've got your silicone moulds. Now this one sits in the bottom of the Varoma dish. It's nice and round and just sits on the base. And this one sits on the Varoma tray. Okay, and so it's a little bit narrower, not as high or as tall, so that way the lid can fit on nicely. So while you're cooking, you're creating steam, pop some puddings in and use these in your Varoma. You've also got the stainless steel tray which sits in the Varoma, so if I'm cooking salmon or something that I want to make sure I'm not going to get any juice falling down on things below, this is also a handy little gadget to have, the tray that sits in your Varoma tray. Perfectly shaped for it so the steam can go around it. Okay, so that goes in the Varoma tray. And again, your silicone. You might like sunny side up eggs, so you've got your egg cups. These can just sit in the Varoma. You can grease them, or if you like, put a little bit of butter in it. Crack your egg into it, sit it on the Varoma tray, and the steam will give you sunny side up eggs. So they're your egg cups. I haven't used those. I've got a packet open, but they're there. Oh, I've done the trivet, I've done those, and now of course your dumplings. So this again is for steaming because you're going to make your dough. You put the dough on here, put a teaspoon of your dumpling filling on it, put another layer of pastry, press it down really hard, they can be quite messy, and then you can just pop them out and you've got your dumplings, and they will go in the Varoma, either the Varoma dish or the Varoma tray, using the papers to keep it nice and clean, and you can make your dumplings with that. So if you're not using your Varoma, that's just giving you a few suggestions to use it a little bit more. All right. Now, meat. This is something that you can buy in the mix shop, the Meter Plus. Now, we've had this as the gift of the month, or the bonus edition that you could purchase last month. But the Meter Plus is available in the mix shop. I think it's $1.99. Perfect meat every time. And of course, you've got these beautiful skewers that protecting the ends with this little rubber. But you put your meat, your capsicum, onion, whatever you're doing to make your kebab, and then cook it. They don't twist around because it's got a nice, it's not round, it's flat, so that the meat will cook and you can just rotate it on the barbecue. When it's time to eat, this just slides down and it pushes the food onto your plate. So they're wonderful to have. If you're thinking of a gift for Dad for Christmas, grab a set of these. Great for Christmas presents, stocking stuffer and that sort of thing. There's 4 in the box for your barbecue skewers, and of course the Meter Plus. So that's for barbecue. All right, now up here you can probably see you've got the nice book stand for your recipe books, because some people have a nice big kitchen bench that they like to cook manually. I don't know if you can sort of see that there. All right, so you've got the stand. It's got the mix on it. And of course, there's a whole range of cookbooks that, you know, people might like to have. I've just put a couple here just to show you that you can get the cookbooks of, even though a lot of these or most of these recipes are on Cookidoo, still a lot of people like to be able to flick through, look at the pictures, look at the recipes, say, okay, I found this apple and sage stuffing, it looks delicious, I'm going to make that. So then they can go to Cookidoo, type in that, and they've got the recipe to follow in their machine. But if you're a TM5 owner, you might not have Cookidoo, so by having these cookbooks, you can then manually make any of these recipes. So the range of cookbooks in the mix shop is enormous. Go along there and have a look. Okay, now a lot of people buy their Thermomix for baking. So let's get to baking. Of course, you can't go without having your bread mat, dough mat. It's got the nice circles on it for if you're rolling out to make pies, tarts, pizzas, whatever. You've got your measurements. It's got measurements all around the side as well. And when you're making your dough, it keeps it nice and warm by just doing the dough. I need to just tilt this down a little bit, I think. There. Yeah, putting your dough in here, wrapping it up and letting it do its proving while it's in the Thermomat. Can't go without your Thermomat. This rolling pin, the French style rolling pin, is amazing. The way it's shaped, it just tends to roll out your circle so much easier. Doesn't matter whether it's rolling a rectangle, circle, whatever. These are amazing and they're only really inexpensive. But that's a beautiful rolling pin. And we all know the rose gold is very, very popular. So I've got a few things here. The bundt tin, which makes a really regal, beautiful cake. The moulding on it is it's amazing. So that's the rose gold bundt cake. You've got your cake pans that the plate comes off the bottom. So they are very useful to have for your cakes, your cheesecakes, anything like that. I do my scrolls, pull aparts, things, always using that because it's so much easier to just take it out. Okay, muffins. You've got your large, this is the newer addition to the collection. It's the extra large or jumbo muffin tray. So that's really good for quiches, big cafe style muffins. You know, it's great to sort of wrap bacon around, put your egg and tomato and cheese and things in these. Great for lunch boxes, but that's the jumbo size, so 6 on the tray. You've got your regular size, very heavy, regular size muffin tray in the rose gold, and also the mini muffin tray, which we all use to make our cheese puffs and little mini muffins and mini cupcakes and that sort of thing. So you've got your mini, your regular and your jumbo. And then you've got your baking trays. Now the beauty of these trays, each one doesn't come with it, but you can purchase separately the little liners, the oven thermomats that will go straight inside the tray. They fit perfectly. I've got the small, the medium and the large. So each one has their own liner. They basically do buy those separately, but I just keep mine in there all the time in the cupboard. So we can just pull one out of the cupboard to use that tray, wash it, put it back. So that's the trays with the liners. What I didn't say with the muffin trays, this little gadget is amazing. It's for making your tarts, quiches, Portuguese tarts, things like that. If you put your pastry, just sit your pastry on the top. You know, you roll out your little circle, use the small one for the mini muffin tray, pop it in here like so, and it will just bring your pastry down and make it nice and round. So that's really, otherwise you would have been there with your fingers poking it in, and if you've got a fingernail, you'll put a hole in your pastry. Okay, so this little gadget, the smaller end does the mini trays and the other end does the regular muffin. So as you can see, you've put your pastry on there, push that down, little roll it around, and you get the nice shape of your pastry case. Okay, so they're all the rose gold that I have. Oh, I didn't get out the flan. It comes in a flan as well with the loose base. Also, for the baking, if you don't like or don't want to go to the rose gold, there's some really great silicone options. These are so good because they have the hard wire firm edge, so that, you know, when we used to use silicone before, you'd be trying to hold your batter in it to get it into the oven and it would spill everywhere. These have a hard edge, so it makes it amazing. This size is great for the banana loaf, any of the little nut loaves, things like that. It's a bit small for a loaf of bread, but it's great for any of those cake loaves. Again, you've got your mini muffins, regular muffin. These are wonderful for choc bars. Oh, I didn't bring out, I've got another one that's just a 4 or 6 muesli bar slice. But they're very small. I use these more because you don't have to fill it up. They're great for single serve banana cakes, chocolate and zucchini slice, those sort of things. I use these a lot. Also, if I'm making bars, energy bars or something, you don't have to fill it up. It can be smaller, but again, they're just going to pop out because they're silicone. You tip it up, push your thumb on the underneath, and it comes out. You don't have to grease them. Amazing. And again, all got the firm edge so that you're not trying to balance to do the cooking. And this is the cookie biscuit tray. Again, hard edge, silicone, pop it out. If you're doing crackers, this is a good one to put your cracker dough on, and then that way tip it out onto your hard surface to do the cutting, so you're not going to cut through the silicone. But again, you don't have to grease it or roll it because it will just pop out. It's great because you can press it in, just push it in, press it with your fingers, roll it around. You get the nice rectangle shape, and then you cut it with your cookie cutter, which I didn't get out either. Yeah, there's a cookie cutter there that gives you your triangles. I've got it in the drawer. Okay, now of course, if you're making your cakes and you're decorating, you can get the beautiful big piping bag with the nozzles to get out your buttercream icing and that sort of thing, make them all pretty. They also come with disposable. It doesn't come with it. You can get disposable piping bags, so you can just cut the edge off, off the corner, squeeze it, and you've got, especially if you're doing rainbow cakes and things that have got all different colours, but you can mix up your colours, have them all in individual bags ready to do your piping. So for bakers, you've got all your accessories there, and also you can get the turntable cake stand. Mine's up on top of the fridge, I don't know if you can see it. And then the cake can sit on that, and you can just sort of turn it around as you're doing your decorating. If you're cooking your pies in the oven, you've got your beads, heat beads for your blind baking. They're available at Mix Shop as well. This cupcake pen is a super popular item. You put your pancake batter, you pipe it back up batter, and you can the kids can squeeze it. You can squeeze it just your little circles on your fry pan to make your pipelets. However, the great thing is also for your mini muffins, especially if you've got your cheese puff mixture or your muffin mix, cake mix, whatever in here, you just squeeze it, a little bit just comes into each one, okay? So you're not making a mess on the outside of your tray. To clean it, the top comes off, okay? The top screws off, the bottom screws off, so it's an empty tube. The brush is great for getting in there to wash it all out, okay? So you're not trying to scrape around the corner of the base, because the base has come off to allow easy access for cleaning. And the little nozzle also comes out, so you can clean that. I'm pushing it the wrong way. Comes out from the inside. Okay, so the cupcake pen, that's a really popular item as well. Finally, I think, is bread making. Oh, of course, you can get your pie. I haven't used these mini ones yet, but they're the pie dishes that you can get for baking. The bread tin is fantastic. If you want a loaf of bread, the lid is in the cupboard. It comes with a lid, so if you want to make a square loaf for sandwiches, pop the lid on. I never use that. I use this just as it is because I like my bread to come up quite high. That's got a beautiful silicone lining. Not silicone as in these molds, but it's a specially treated edge so that Your dough is not going to stick to it. You don't have to oil it or flour it or anything, as long as you take care of it. Taking care of it means you just wash it with warm water. You don't put too much detergent on it, probably no detergent at all. Just wipe it out with a warm cloth and it comes up really nice and clean each time. This one's been used over and over, still looks new. And yes, it will mark eventually, but I sort of clean it well each time. So that makes your bread. You've also got the bread knife, adjusting the size of your slice, the width of your slice. It's got a little knob there that you can make it narrower or wider. So that's your bread knife. Your dough scraper for scraping your bowl. When you're taking your dough out of your bowl, this is good. It's rounded and it scrapes around the side. The straight edge is a nice cutter if you're making scrolls or anything like that. This will cut it because you're not going to put a knife on your Thermomat. Use your cutter. And then lastly, if you're making your breads, if you're making sourdoughs or you want to make nice cobs, you've got your bannetons for proving the bread in it, which will give them, if you take this cover off and you flour it well, really flour the inside well, and you'll end up with these nice patterns on your cobs of bread. These two are brand new, never been used. My used ones are in the cupboard that I keep with the flour in it all the time, and it's stored in bags so that the flour doesn't go all through the cupboard. But I thought I would just show you new ones rather than show you all my messy ones. Okay. Of course, if you don't want to dirty the, or you're worried that your batter or your dough might stick to your surface of the banneton, some people do prove them in the lining. Okay. And then, of course, you've got your lame, which is the blade for cutting the surface of your bread to let it, instead of it just sort of splitting, if you cut it, it lets the oxygen out and it will expand a little bit, and you can make your nice patterns, you know, your leaf patterns and things with the lame. I always keep mine in the little pouch because it's very sharp. It's like a razor blade. So I think that's all. You've got cookbooks, cook stands, you've got things if you're wanting to steam in your Roma, all those different items for the Roma. Baking, you've got all your different trays, dishes, baking moulds, that sort of thing. You're decorating with your piping bags and your cupcake pen, your rose gold cake serving slicer, bread knife, forks, that sort of thing for entertaining, dishes, tongs, oil sprayer, butter belt, pizza trays, bowls. There's just so much, all right? So anything that think about what you or your customer wants to cook. What are they using their Thermomix for? What was the main reason for them buying it? If they turn around and they want healthy foods, well, therefore they're probably more interested in the steaming functions and using things from the steaming selection that I've shown you today. But if they're into baking breads and that, they'll be interested in all the bread items. Perhaps they want to make cakes and tarts and things, then they'll be interested in those muffin pans and muffin trays. So, you know, really it just depends on what people are wanting to use their machine for, and then you can sort of make a decision of what to offer from the mix shop. But anytime you do buy anything from the mix shop, don't forget your favourite consultant. Give them mark their name when you order anything. But hopefully, if you've got any questions about any of the items that I've shown, send me a message, Dani at MixitwithDani, and I'm happy to tell you what my idea or thoughts are on that particular product. But there is nothing that I've shown you today that I dislike. Some things have been used a lot more than other things, but it's like the tools in your husband's shed. He doesn't use the hammer every day. He doesn't use his electric drill every day. Or fishing line, he doesn't use the same fishing line or the same lures every day. But when you go to make something, you need to have that particular item. So it's one of those things that, yes, you can buy a lot, but they're there when you do need to use them. So that's it for my selection of mix shop items today. I hope you found something there you like, and otherwise just visit mix shop at the thermomix.com.au website and you'll be able to have a look at what's available. That's it from me for now. Dani from Mix It With Dani, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.